Am I on? Am I on?
Don't get so close. Every time you get close and I have to edit this bullshit, I get so pissed off thinking about it. I have to watch it happen. I see this like spark in your mind. You get close. I'm like, come on, I gotta listen to this.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. Funny guy.
I'll just.
University. Peeve.
There are two cats, and then we didn't really talk about my pet peeve. He's in the basement.
What was that? It brings you power to the conversation.
Yeah. I'm declining to speak first. When I walked down here, you said you'd be leading this podcast. Now, exactly how much pot did you smoke?
Oh.
All right.
People try telling me they don't like The Office, and I don't believe them.
Okay. I feel like I'm in the minority liking both Parks and Rec and The Office.
No, they're both good.
Like,
they're both very good.
Some people like. I'm in most cases I feel people really like The Office. People really like Parks and Rec. One or the other. Mm-hmm. Most people aren't like pretty solid on both of them as shows. Like, you know?
I mean, they're very they're similar because they're documentary style.
Mockumentary is the correct term. That's the word of the week.
But you shouldn't watch one or the other because you want to watch another Office or Parks and Rec.
I mean, maybe. That's a style that I am fond of, like TV shows that I'm fond of, because there's I've told you about it, but you don't fucking watch it. Arrested Development is kind of in that same style where it's like quick zooms where it's like kind of like a documentary. I don't think there's interviews per se, but the way it's shot is like sometimes like there'd be cameramen on like the bushes, and like it's not even acknowledged that like the people shooting the show are like actual people until like season 6 or until like see later on in the show, and they're like somebody bumps into a cameraman or something, I forget, but it's very funny.
I'm just gonna watch that episode.
There's a narrator too. The narrator is actually hysterical in some parts of the series.
I read somewhere that you've seen Modern Family, right?
Hmm?
How there's like random documentary style interviews. That nowhere in the show is it brought up why do they have a documentary, or why the camera crew's there.
Why they're having a documentary made about them.
Yeah, and the show's over.
Why they're being interviewed.
So like, you're never gonna get an answer. I'm like, well, that just kind of doesn't make sense. It's a funny style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Bill Lawrence say about Scrubs? Because there's that one episode, I think it happens a couple times, where JD, his thoughts, like he's talking in his head, but he's also writing them down in a diary or a journal. And like it's really unclear as to whether Scrubs, like JD's narration is him reading his diary.
Yeah, like if you're watching a recount of his day from his diary, or like
if it's actually
hear what is gonna go down in his diary that night,
or like his thoughts as they happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch Scrubs.
Oh, so good. There's so many good TV shows.
Actually, there's not enough time to watch all the good TV shows. A TV show I wanted to talk about. Last time I had Mickey on, I think, was episode 12, and he rudely cut me off. Handmaid's Tale. Actually,
never heard of it.
It's very, very good. It's on Hulu. It's a Hulu exclusive, I think.
Okay.
It's very fucked up. Like,
okay.
Is like it's not funny. We were talking about funny shows, but now we're talking about serious shows.
We're getting into it. Real quick. Welcome back to SpaceShow.
It's such a nice flow.
Go for it.
I forgot what I was talking about now.
Handmaid's Tale.
I want to go home. Going home.
A 3-minute episode.
No, Handmaid's Tale. I haven't watched it in a minute. I've been really busy, but the premise is like I think it's the future, but it's set in America, and there's a plague that has wiped through the world, and the plague, what it does is doesn't kill you, it makes you infertile.
You have told me about this.
Yeah, and like most people, except for like a select few group of women, are infertile, and these women are forced into forced surrogatehood. You know, they're forced to become like midwives for people. Basically, what happens to America is it reverts back to colonial times, where there's like, everyone's wearing like, well, at least all the midwives, they're called handmaids. They're wearing like, there's a fucking fly in here.
This fly's been here for like 2 weeks. This fly's been big chilling.
And today on the podcast we have the fly.
Special guest, fly. Okay.
But yeah, they're wearing like pilgrim garb, I would say. But it's also strange because they're like, there's parts where they're like talking like old English, and they're like, "Good day, under his eye, keep his word," or some bullshit like that, like some cryptic stuff, and then like they're like starting to drive like Mazda cars, like very futuristic looking cars, and like there's soldiers walking around everywhere with guns. It's very oppressive, but it's very cool.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
In the Avengers, the MCU, they have stated that they don't know why Thor speaks the way he does.
Thor.
Because no one else from Asgard or in the rest of the movies speaks like that. It's just
like,
him.
What do you mean like that? Like his accent?
His accent and like the old style, like, I don't know.
He speaks. He's like a ye old like the
Kinda.
mighty Thor.
Yes, like that kind of stuff.
Loki speaks like a normal person.
Yeah,
right?
everyone else speaks like a normal person. Everyone else where he's from.
That's so funny.
But it's just him, and they've gone out and saying like, we don't know why we made that choice, but it's too late to go back on
it's
it.
kind of badass.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm declining to speak first.
Okay. Some news this week.
Wait, really?
I got into nursing school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my first thought when you told me that was nice, and then I texted you. Nice.
Nice.
But really,
In all caps.
Really, that's cool.
Mhm.
That's very, very cool.
Starting in the fall. University.
But that's very cool.
Yeah, I just had a meeting today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be.
Really?
It's a 2.5 year degree
2.5
for a bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And like you'd would you have summers off?
Yes.
Like so fall, spring, fall.
Yes.
Oh, very
So I
cool.
graduate in the fall of 22.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's cool. And like, walk me through nursing school. So there's class, and then there's like a portion where you're like working with people in the hospital and
Those
stuff.
are clinicals.
It's clinicals, yeah.
So this semester, I might actually be getting out of one of my classes because it's a theology course.
Oh.
And I've taken enough theology courses.
Theology courses?
Oh yeah.
I don't buy it. Not for a second.
And I was asking them like, okay, so what's the schedule going to look like because of COVID? 2 online classes that are only 8 weeks.
Oh.
And then 2 classes in person that are only once a week, but like 8 hours
a day.
day.
Whoa. Ooh.
6 or 8 hours. So it would be like my Monday and Wednesday will just be 1 class.
And is that like 8 hours in a classroom?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Ooh.
So hopefully we get some sort of lunch in there.
Oh, I know you're thinking about the lunch.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, ooh, man, I gotta get this food in.
It gets to nursing school. First thing I'm thinking about is when's my lunch.
But yeah, for like the first 2 semesters, it should just be kind of mostly classwork, a lot of lab work. And then later on, it'll become clinical hours where we go to hospitals, different nursing homes, and we like go work with people underneath like an instructor.
Now, you as a CNA, what can you do as a nurse that you wouldn't be able to do, that you're not able to do as a CNA?
Anything with medicine, like any medications that need to pass out.
Administering.
Evaluations, so like what can you do with your body, and generally sticking people with needles and stuff like that. Otherwise, just a lot of I do a lot of patient care. So what do you need to do? Do you need to get changed? You go to the bathroom? You need your food? Like, do you need the nurse?
It's basically like everything like the doctors don't want to do, don't have time to do.
It's a lot of work for not a lot of pay.
Yeah.
I don't do the job for the money.
It's usually how it goes. It's very good of you, though. The medicine world needs more people like that, quite honestly.
Yeah.
There's too many people at the top who, I'll tell you, my dad used to work for Blue Cross Blue Shield, not of Illinois, like the entire association, overseeing like all the individual branches in each of the states. And he's a numbers guy, so he would like see the salaries of the people who are at the top, top, and it's like
unreal.
8 figures, 9-figure salaries. That's on top of like working like 2 days a week, maybe plus benefits. 3 homes that come with the job, company leases. It's ridiculous.
I've met a few doctors like, how are you here?
Yeah. Wait, like, what do you mean? Like they're dumb or?
They're not dumb.
They're just very.
They're very passive in what they do.
Yeah.
So if a patient says, I want it this way. Do it that way. Well, that's not necessarily the best.
That's that. Well, you know, in the food service industry, the customer is always right.
Sure, until they're wrong.
No, the customer is always right.
Okay.
It's a definite statement.
Oh.
But my mom works with a lot of doctors, like, and not just any doctors, because she's in a practice, a gastroenterology practice. So they're very specialized docs, and they make a lot of money too. And the thing is, when you get paid that much money to do, it's hard work, but it's not. You don't have to do it like a lot. Like a lot of these doctors, they come in like 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Work like 6 hours, 12 hours, 18 hours in one week. You know.
Yeah.
And they just like they have this god complex. I've seen it like firsthand, just how the way they treat not even like patients but also like their coworkers. Like, so drop something on the ground, oh, leave it there, the help will come pick it up. That's like their mentality.
I've had like a couple nurses like that where it's like they just kind of they know I'll have to do it.
Yeah.
But I also have like a lot of great people. Like I had a nurse what's today? So last night, yeah, Sunday, where I had a PUI, person under investigation for COVID.
Oh, okay.
So that just means that we don't know if they have it or not. One test comes back negative, but there's always a second test that could come back positive. And
You always do 2? You always do 2 tests?
not always, but this person was coming from a nursing home, so we
Okay.
had to just because of their demographic.
Sure.
So I had to get some vitals on them, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in there to the nurse. Like, do you want me to bring anything in there? Because like you have to gown up, and it's like a whole process. If you need something in there, you send in one person with like everything.
Can't just crack the door.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll go in there. I have to go get vitals, and then he looked at me. Oh no worries. I can go in there. I have to go give medicine right now, anyways. No reason for both of us. I don't want you to get exposed any more than you have to.
Yeah.
And I sat there. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That was like a random amount of kindness I wasn't ready for at that point.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, you lost your train of thought?
No, it's just, I mean, as in any job, I feel like you'll find that people are there because they really enjoy it, or, you know, there for the money, and especially in healthcare when there's a lot of money and there's a lot of reason to get into the job.
Yes.
Hey, do you work with any people who watch Scrubs or say they got into medicine for a one reason or another, like a show or something? Grey's Anatomy.
So funny enough, my friends think, or not my friends, my coworkers think I'm a very shy and quiet person. So I barely speak up.
Wow.
So I don't know anything about them.
Shy guy.
Yeah, I'll just like be sitting in the corner. They start talking about something like random or like not safe for work in a sense.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of peek my head up because I'm sitting right there, and then they all look over. Oh, we forgot you were there.
I forgot you were a person.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm only your coworker.
Like, oh man, Eddie probably thinks we're crazy, and they all look at me. I'm just taking it all in.
Like, my name's Steven. I've worked here for 14 years.
You guys just never looked over here.
Everyone thinks I'm the new guy.
Every day I come into work, oh, new guy.
What's your name? Get your information.
I got a phone call yesterday.
I get a few of those every now and then.
So at work I have a phone. Like we all have like special codes that we have to put in our
get those
phones.
at work?
I mean it's just like
At work?
Yeah.
A phone?
Yeah.
A phone? You get a phone at work?
Yeah.
Stupid.
It like gives us notifications like if someone's calling, like they put their call light on, and we can like call nurses or down to lab or whatever. So all of a sudden I see my phone, just it's a name.
Yeah.
I've never seen that name before in the hospital. Huh. So all the nurses here like, oh, it's Eddie's phone. I pick it up, and all the nurses are looking at me and they hear, hello? What? Hello? Eddie, who was that? They asked me if I install hardwood floor. What? Yeah, I picked up. So whatever, this is Eddie. Hola. Hello? So do you guys install hardwood floors, or is it just... What? Do you guys install like hardwood? And I hung up, and when they heard that, I'm like... Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, yeah, and the wild thing is, how do you assume I was Hispanic and spoke Spanish?
How did she know to say hola?
Exactly, yeah, like, what's going on? So I just kind of sat there, I'm like, what did I do?
Who are you giving your phone number to?
No one.
Oh, wait. There was this person who asked if I knew anybody about hardwood floor, and I said, I know just the guy. You can call him right now.
He is not busy.
In fact, I know for a fact that he's free and can accept a call at this very moment. You know, I... had an inconvenient phone call this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Inconvenient for one reason or another. We'll get to that. But I was 3 questions into Spanish linguistics test.
Okay.
I was taking Friday. On question 3, my dad calls me, and because the exam is remotely proctored, like they're monitoring your screen and everything. If you exit the window for whatever reason, your exam's finished.
No.
And yeah. So, yeah, on question 3 out of like 50, I had a call from my dad, and like everything just like shuts out. I was like, you could not know. I was like, I don't even remember what my dad asked me. I was like, Dad, you gave me. Like, I was like, I'm used to
So did you email someone saying, can I retake the exam?
Yeah, and it was fair circumstances because my parents had just gotten into a car accident.
It's very fair.
Very bad car accident.
Dude, when you sent me those Snapchats, I'm like,
it was very bad.
What is going on?
Let me walk you through how.
I thought I was gonna have to drive over to you and like have to console you.
Yeah, no, I got a call as I was sitting down to take my exam. My dad interrupted me with a call after they had gotten in the car accident. It was like a few hours later. I'm back home, sitting down to take the exam for like a second time, and he calls me and interrupts me. So the first time I'm sitting down, I get a call from my mom saying that they just got into a really bad car accident and that my dad was pinned in the truck and that they flipped the truck. And you know, that's not the most. It's very unsettling to get that call.
Yes, I'm sure you stopped thinking about your exam.
I was like,
on the spot,
and I sprinted out the door.
Yeah,
and just about sped as fast as you can go in a subdivision.
How far away from the house were they?
It was just on the exact opposite side of my neighborhood. So you have to drive all the way through the subdivision. Less than a 5-minute drive. Made it there in probably about 60 seconds. Stop signs weren't a thing.
No.
Neither were other drivers.
If you got pulled over, what are they gonna say?
Yeah, I wouldn't even stop. Like,
yeah, you would get to the place and you just get out of your car.
For that. But yeah, it was. I get there. I pull up. It was wasn't even that like a busy of a road or place they were crossing, but like my parents' truck is on its side and there's just glass and pieces of car everywhere. Fucking asshole just speeding and T-boned my dad in his pickup truck in like the very end of the cab. So he was probably going 65 miles an hour, 65, 70 miles an hour in
a residential
45.
Oh, okay.
In a 45, 40. Like the problem was the road goes from 2 lanes to 1 lane. So everyone speeds up to get ahead of whoever, and this guy's driving a Mustang, souped up, probably cherry red Mustang.
Not driving it anymore.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, there were pieces of that car sprinkled all over the landscape.
Did you take a piece of the car?
Yes, I did.
Hell yeah!
And
What'd you take?
I took, there was like a piece of fiberglass, red piece of fiberglass that had the paint on it. It was like a sizable chunk. That was like 2 houses away from where the accident actually happened.
Jesus Christ.
We'll get into how bad the accident actually was, like the physics of it all. Just get Danny Mac in here so we can talk about it, analyze it.
Danny Mac on the next episode of SpaceShow.
Danny Mac on the next episode of SpaceShow. It's happening.
Confirmed.
Scheduled. Plans. Concrete. Set in stone.
Hell yeah.
Must not happen.
Oh, I'll be so upset.
But yeah. I got
gotta take out his battery.
Having a stroke. I got that piece of fiberglass. I went to the junkyard where his car was, and I took off the Mustang decal off the side of his car, the one that was still on it. I was like, "This is fucking mine." Yoink.
Why'd you go? How? You went to the place where it was impounded?
Yeah, well, because it's his car and my dad's truck are right next to each other.
So you were there to like get stuff for your dad or something?
Yeah.
And you yoinked it?
Yeah, I was like,
okay,
he ain't gonna need this no more. He lost the rights to that logo when he hit my dad's truck with it.
Yeah.
When he flipped my dad's truck. So, yeah, it was bad. My dad was pinned in the truck, like just not like underneath anything. He just was in an awkward position and couldn't get out because he was like, car was on its side. He was laying on his shoulder and he was in the driver's seat. So it's like very awkward. So they had to break the windshield and get him out. So that was my dad's the truck, and that's how bad their truck was. The other guy's car was stopped a quarter mile down the road, and you can see like how far his skid marks are from how fast he was going. He braked, skidded for like an eighth of a mile, quarter of a mile, hit my dad's truck, kept on going for another like dozen yards or so. He wasn't even on the road at that point.
And you said he flipped too?
That's what I don't know. Looking at the damage, I don't know. He has some damage in weird spots, so maybe. but his car was on its wheels when I was there. I tell you what, I wanted to go scream at him. I like really did. I was like very shooken up from the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was not the most pleasant day. Not the most pleasant 3rd of July ever.
So the guy, I'm guessing you saw the guy, right?
Only briefly. Like,
did he look like he felt bad about anything, or did he look annoyed that his car was just destroyed?
He looked shaken up too, but I guarantee you he was distracted
Yeah.
and more upset that he wrecked his own car rather than put somebody else's life in danger. 2 people's lives in danger.
So what I'm hearing is your parents are getting a new car paid for?
Yeah, my dad. The next day, my dad wanted to drive out and look at trucks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But
I respect the play.
Yeah, I've never. My dad crawls out of the truck. Not 2 seconds later, he starts calling the guy an asshole to the cops. He's like, "What kind of asshole starts speeding down these roads? Like, you don't even going that fast."
Hell yeah, Tom.
Yeah, I know. That was like very cool, and
I'm a badass.
a lot of very good people stopped to help my parents that day.
Good.
It's like some good Samaritans pulled my mom out before like the first responders were there, and people's whose like houses were close to the crash site. They brought out waters for my parents.
Good.
So yeah, it was.
Did you tell them I hope they were okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was. Yeah, they knew everyone was thinking for him, you know, and I wasn't gonna tell him that you weren't hoping for the best.
And he specifically said he doesn't care.
And he said that he hates you and wished that you would have perished in this.
He wished there was one more flip.
He wishes the other guy was going just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
all right.
Yeah, no, that was.
Take a drink of your power. You've been trying for the last like 30 minutes, and I keep seeing it almost go to your face.
Maybe it's just the anticipation that will make it worth it. And once I do finally take a sip, it's a sweet, sweet release of thirst quenching goodness.
It's the quenchiest. It'll quench ya. You don't know that reference.
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Yeah. So I'm really glad to hear they're okay though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those snaps. I'm like, what? And that was just a crazy time.
Have you ever been in a car accident?
A fender bender.
Okay. That's fair.
On the way to some concert with
In
Vivian.
Roshonda, or was
Roshonda, yes.
Yeah.
The exit to get there. I see the stadium. I'm getting on the exit.
How long of a drive is it to this place?
It was like 40 minutes.
You're at the destination, basically.
It was like an hour, 45 minutes an hour. It's in Rosemont.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hike.
Yeah.
And we're like there. I'm like, oh, we're here early because we want to see the opening act. Like, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
And then the exit ramp is kind of backed up because people are trying to go to the concert. Mm-hmm. So I'm there. And I did the same thing. I was looking like, oh, Viv, there it is. And I slow down. Well, this woman had 2 kids in her car. So I'm sure they were all looking at the stadium.
Look, there it is.
Yeah. Boom.
Mom goes,
hit from the back as I was mid-sip of my Starbucks, like, little glass coffee thing. So I just, boom. Glass goes flying. Well, I know I hit my face on it. Glass goes flying. And I look over at Viv, and I see she's fine. And I just, son of a bitch. I pull over, get out of my car. I'm like, you okay?
the fuck?
Like, my airbag's didn't go off, so it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay? Yeah. And I see your kids, like, are they okay? Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm like, what is going on?
What the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't know the non-emergency number, so I call. Yo, take a sip.
I'll do it when I'm ready.
So I just called 911 because I didn't know who to call.
Ghostbusters.
I knew that 911 wasn't the correct option, but I was upset. I was annoyed. I was in a blur.
You're about to need 911, bitch.
Oh my god. I called them. An hour. I had to recall them. Like, did you guys forget? Because I'm making a police report about this.
This is the emergency line, right? Like,
yeah.
911 is
well, I
the
did tell them
emergency.
it's not an emergency, but there's an accident. I just want to get a police officer out here.
You said the magic words, not an emergency.
I could see the stadium. 8 officers, 8 cars.
I see them. They're helping with the parking.
Yeah, I'm like, they could be right here, getting me there.
Just take 10 minutes and drive over here.
God, I was pissed.
That's really. You could have just walked.
Mm-hmm. And we were there so long. The husband of this woman came, picked up the kids, and they went into the concert. We saw the main act. I think we were seeing Ed Sheeran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his favorite musician after Harry Styles, or maybe Tide. We'll see. Need to confirm.
Oh, she likes Tide.
What?
Tide. You said she likes Tide.
Well, it's Tide. I hate you.
Ed Sheeran, Harry Styles, after Tide. Or Tide. Maybe
Or
Tide.
Tide.
Maybe Tide, I think is what you said.
I hate you.
Tide.
But yeah,
Sponsor us, Tide.
we were just sitting there. I was livid. Coffee all over my dashboard. I have a cut lip. Not even something cool.
You didn't even spill it on yourself, like the Starbucks?
I mean, it was like on my face, but it mostly went on my car. Because I was parked, like just brakes, so I was going to take a sip, not thinking I'd get rear-ended.
Well, that's the first problem.
That was my
is
issue.
You can't go around thinking you're not going to get rear-ended.
And I knew immediately. I know how it happened. The kid said, look, and the mom looked. Oh, I was pissed.
Don't listen to your kids.
Mm-hmm.
They'll only lead you down a dark road.
That was the only time I've gotten in an accident. It wasn't my fault. And then we got my car repaired.
I've never been. Well, I mean, I've hit things with my car, but
Keep going. I'm just gonna restart the camera.
okay, I've hit things with my car, but it's not never really anything to leave a dent, so it didn't happen really.
Yeah.
And I've only been in the car for a little fender bender, but that's my extent of car crash history.
Yeah.
Both my parents said this is the worst car accident they've ever been in.
Oh, I could imagine.
Very
That's,
obviously.
yeah.
I mean, my dad has been in a car accident before where he smashed his head through the windshield because
Ooh.
it was before seatbelts were like mandated in the cars. Yeah, he's an old guy.
Before the government was lame.
When you could still stick your feet at the bottom of the car and like run, you know, like
Yabba dabba do that, bitch.
Yeah, there was no seatbelts in that yabba dabba bitch. Ba 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 ba.
Ellie sent me a Snapchat of like a family picture. He took a sip, everyone. He took a sip. We got there.
I let my guard down for a second.
Like keep talking, I'll do it. Send me a picture of like a family photo of you guys at Disney.
Yeah.
Sometime after you dropped your ice cream.
God damn it. Thought we weren't gonna bring up trauma today.
And I saw a picture of your dad. I'm like, wow, I forgot how much weight he's lost.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you know how he's lost all the weight, like how he lost all the weight, right?
I do not.
Well, it was so he could go on a trip with me, a Boy Scout trip.
Really?
Like you know that one
Philmont?
yeah, beginning of high school. It was like I had to skip band camp for it or something.
Yeah.
I went to Arizona or New Mexico.
Sure.
It was like the Boy Scouts have like a ranch, a reservation of land that nobody else in the country can use except for Boy Scouts, which is this fly. I'm seeing it.
What fly? There's been no flies here for 29 years.
Wait a minute. Where am I? But yeah, so nobody else can use this ranch, and it's just for Boy Scouts to go and do hike and do other shit in the mountains. It's called Philmont, and it's a type of high adventure base. There's only 4 high adventure bases right now, I think, in America. There's high adventure bases all throughout the world for Boy Scouts, but been to 3. There are 3 big ones in America.
Yeah.
And if you go to the 3 of them, you get the Triple Crown. Not to flex.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a Triple Crown at the table?
Yeah, you ain't got a Triple Crown recipient at the table.
Yeah, you just got a Triple Crown.
Yeah, so he, in order to go on the trip, he needed to be healthy because it is the wilderness, and if you get in danger, you need help, you're kind of fucked. Like, it'll take time for you to get help.
Yeah.
So he was 300 plus pounds.
Really?
Yeah, before.
I mean, he's a tall guy, too.
6'1", 6'2", yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
He's only like a few inches taller than me now. He keeps saying that I'm taller than him, but it's not true. Modest guy. He is.
Okay.
But, yeah, before he started losing weight, he was like 300 plus pounds, and then over the course of 7 months, 9 months, he lost 70 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, and that was because he would exercise every day, like vigorously, like go on a 20-mile bike ride or walk like 10 miles daily, on top of having a full-time job. And the only thing he would eat is a tomato that with garlic salt sprinkled on it. And that's it, like dead ass.
That's pretty badass.
I couldn't imagine it. Like he going through it, like he was pretty cranky.
I mean, yeah.
I've eaten is a stupid tomato each day, but I mean, I guess it works. But yeah, he got to go on the trip, and he lost the weight crazy fast. And people would ask me if he was sick. Yeah, and but yeah, he got to go on the trip with me, and
he just kept it off.
For the most part, I mean, his he lost a lot. I think he lost too much. Like he looked very thin.
Your body likes to settle around, like it gets
and
comfortable
somewhere.
It
It went down, and it's up, and now it's been level ever since. So I think he looks a lot healthier now.
Yeah, because seeing like those pictures to him now, it's like night and day.
Before I never really realized, like, because I was a kid, I never realized how big he was. I knew he had a beard, like a big gut, a big belly, but like that was
How my kids say that about me one day?
I love my dad's big belly. But yeah. Do you get belly button lint, dude? Do you get belly button lint?
Is this like a real question?
Yeah, you get belly button lint?
Not really. Okay. Why? Do you have an Audi or something?
No, I used to have an Audi.
What, used to?
Yeah.
You just pushed it in?
No, one day I went, and it went inside.
When? Like, how old are you?
I just stuck my finger in there and went.
Dead ass.
No, that made the noise too. No, I mean I did used to have an Audi, and I think as I got older and just got bigger,
Just kind of developed.
My body grew into my belly button, and
your belly button slowly absorbing your body.
Yeah, and by age 75, I'm just gonna be all belly button, just one giant button.
That's fucking Guinness World Records right there. Man's largest belly button.
Have you ever seen pictures of like big belly buttons?
No. I really don't want to.
People that just look like donuts. They just got a big hole in them.
They just gauge themselves.
Yeah, it's like you can see straight through their torso. No, that doesn't exist. We should gauge our torsos.
Okay.
When do you want to get a tattoo?
Are tattoo shops open?
I think I know there's one I drive by that's open, but it kind of looks kind of sleazy.
Okay. Because, yeah, we're trying to get that Ferda tattoo.
Do you
know the Animaniacs?
I mean, yeah.
I had a patient the other day. She had a Yakko tattoo.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, is that Yakko? And she looked at me. Aren't you a little young to know what that is? I'm like, what? Yeah,
I'm 45.
I'm Steve.
Still not the new guy.
Good callback. But she said her and her two best friends, they all got Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Well, that's pretty cute. I like that.
That is cool. Mm-hmm. Did we talk about the Ferda tattoos on the podcast before?
We might have not.
I honestly don't remember.
I don't think so. You want to talk about it?
Recap it. No.
Okay, I'll talk about it.
I don't.
So
drop it.
We all watched the show Letterkenny, me, Mickey, and Danny.
Who?
Danny, Mickey, and I, if you will.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
And the hockey players in that show always say Ferda, and it means
what does that mean?
Ferda boys. So for a while we kept saying Ferda unironically.
Ferda boys?
And well, we all kind of decided one day we want to get Ferda tattooed on our thighs to get matching tattoos.
Can we also talk about our tattoo on the podcast?
You have to tell it.
Okay. Eddie and I want to get each other's names tattooed on our butts.
Mm-hmm. But signatures.
Yes. You know,
so,
because we're close.
You know, we're like that.
We're closer than the average man and wife. It's just guy love, and there's nothing gay about it.
He's the only man that's ever been inside of me.
I was just giving an appendectomy. Bruh. Nobody gets this reference because nobody fucking watches Scrubs.
I feel like there's such a large Scrubs fan base, but no one talks about it. No one wants to talk about that they watch Scrubs.
It's kind of like a sensitive show. It makes you feel good, you know?
There's like a sex scene every episode.
Yeah, but it's also not a show just for guys. There's stuff for the women in there, too.
Yeah.
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 Like, let's go shopping. Well, the guys are like, why I oughta.
It's just the reference cast.
This conversation's all over the place, really.
All right, you want to go to our user suggested?
We say we're going to do this every time.
And then we never do.
We look at it, and then we get into an actual conversation.
Pet peeves. Do you have any pet peeves?
I have two pets. Pepper and Ginger.
And Peeve.
They're two cats. And then we didn't really talk about my pet Peeve. He's in the basement. We keep him in the basement. We don't like to talk about him.
Oh, he's the elephant in the room. Don't talk about Peeve.
You want to talk about the elephant in the room? My pet Peeve.
I'm going to get a baby elephant for like a week. Just to name it Peeve. Keep it in my house and get rid of it.
I'm gonna name my first baby Peeve. Come here, Peeve.
Oh man, you're my pet Peeve.
Like when Peeve grows up and gets into like dominatrix shit, like some bitch can say, "You're my pet, Peeve."
You got any pet peeves? Yeah, I got one. I meet him every Wednesday.
Peeve's on the leash. I got Peeve on the leash.
God, what the hell is this conversation?
Next response: anime titties.
Second time titties have been requested on this show.
Second? Oh, yes.
Yeah, because once in Urbana, someone on the Instagram.
Big got... Wait, it wasn't the big goth get jip dip. Drink.
So no pet peeves? Just the one in the basement?
Well, okay, I do have pet peeves. We can actually get into that.
Okay.
Chewing with your fucking mouth open. Like not
Same.
not like every now and then is okay. Everyone gets caught slipping, but like
I hate it. How old are you? Are you 5 years old?
Fucking I don't want to see that shit. I want to hear that shit. It's like I you know, being at like drum corps, you eat around a lot of people. There was people that would just be like just terrible.
Like first, you're already eating a PB&J in the shower. Keep your mouth closed.
Your fucking mouth closed. You're gonna get soap in your mouth.
Yeah.
Second of all, I had some goddamn respect. Throw goddamn respect on the name of the CB&J. You don't shit on it. You don't.
One of my pet peeves, also food related, when people hold their utensils like this.
Oh,
like
and then
monkey grip that bitch.
They're cutting.
Yeah, I'm like, did no one teach you how to cut your food? You hold it like a pencil.
But I see. Okay, here's my rebuttal. Sometimes I feel awkward because the correct way you're supposed to do it, like you're grabbing on the fork like this.
Yeah.
Look at like if I put pressure into it, my finger bends in the oddest way, and it looks kind of disgusting.
All right.
And
that's fair.
I feel like that's more of an eyesore to look at than monkey gripping it. You know.
That's fair. No, I respect that.
Because then it brings up the conversation. Like people are like, "Well, what's up with your fingers?
What the hell's going on?"
Really nothing. They just kind of look like that.
Yeah. You got any fears or irrational fears?
Not really. Not fully. I wouldn't say it's a fully fledged fear, but I get uneasy around open water.
Okay.
Like a cup of water. No, like stop. But ocean, terrifying. Being out in the ocean is terrifying, and swimming in it is way more terrifying. But that being said, I've snorkeled and scuba dived and swam away from boats.
Okay.
Rivers also don't like. I think I've told you why, but definitely haven't talked about it on the podcast before.
I don't think I remember why you don't like rivers.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy Scouts. What year was it? I was in high school.
That long ago?
Yeah. You didn't know I was that old, did you?
Oh,
but
man.
7th, 8th grade, I don't know. I wasn't a child, but I wasn't very old.
Mm-hmm.
It was summer camp, and we were at some place, can't remember where, more middle of Illinois.
Okay.
Mid to South Illinois. And the camp we were at, actually, I almost died twice this summer camp, because there was once where there was a giant storm coming through, and there was a tornado that formed above the camp. And we were like just all like in like the wooden dining hall, like kind of looking at the tornado, like, this isn't good.
That's not right.
But there was also a river that was like a part of the camp, and they would use it for things. And we were gonna go rafting as a troop in inner tubes down the river. And the day before we went, there was a giant storm that had gone through. That same storm actually, but we saw a tornado. It downed a lot of trees in the river, and in the inner tubes, when you're floating down the river, you can't really control where you're going.
Yeah.
And the current takes you directly into the trees. And so, I mean, I figured like it'd be a smart idea to, as I'm getting like pushed into a tree, to put my feet up like on the tree so my inner tube doesn't get popped from the branches or whatever. So, and as I did that, I created a small fulcrum system, and wherein my behind, which was sitting in the inner tube in the water, became the fulcrum, and the lever, my legs pushed up, and my head, being on the other side of the lever, went back, and I basically just flipped the inner tube, went into the water, and it got sucked into the tree in the roaring river. It was going fast. I got sucked into the tree, and I was like grabbing onto like a branch, like holding my head up, and like I couldn't hold myself up because the river was like pushing me down, and I was like slowly like getting pulled under water, and I was like certain
This is it.
This is really it. I was like, this is how I'm going. And like I was like, I couldn't hold myself up, so I was like, I just let go just to see it. Like I was just like, well, I'm not gonna like just drown myself holding on. So I let go, and as luck would have it, I
turns out it was 3 foot deep.
Yeah, I was actually just in the kiddie pool section, just 6 inches. I'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you drowning? Stand up.
Quit being so dramatic.
Yeah, but I just let go, and I got like swooshed through the tree. Like there was like through the whole tree, the body of the tree. I felt going through a lot of branches, but I didn't get caught up anywhere. And I flew right through the whole thing, and I had the inner tube in between my legs the whole time, oddly enough. So I was fine. Just lost my sunglasses. It's pretty shaken up, but ever since then, I am pretty uneasy around like white water or water in general.
Okay.
Not terrified, but
yeah. I mean, that's fair.
yeah. And I feel like I'm not being afraid of anything else. I'm allowed to have, one thing that makes me uneasy. That I know of, at least.
We'll find something.
What? Yeah, we'll do the tests. All right. What about you?
I hate heights. I hate the thought of like falling.
Oh yeah. Well, me too.
Like my upstairs has like a little balcony area.
Yeah.
I can't be within a feet.
A feet? Yeah.
A foot?
Yeah.
A single feet. One of my feets.
It's okay. I misspeak every other sentence. The one time you do it, I'm gonna call you out for it. So just reminding you of the dynamic.
Got it. Yeah, no, I can't like stand within there. Or else like, things start to spin a little bit. I just hate it.
I get uneasy with heights only when I look up, because that's when I get dizzy.
I also don't like looking at the tops of buildings. Like if I'm on the ground, I can't look at like a tall building. Like if I'm in Chicago, I can't look up at the Willis Tower.
Like when you look directly up, that makes me dizzy.
Yeah.
But like if standing far away, you'd be fine.
Yeah. I'm fine with planes for some reason. My thought is, well, there has to be someone important on this plane. I can't die.
That line of thinking is just wrong in so many levels.
Someone else important has to be on this plane. Not just me.
Oh man, I have a lot of things I want to say, but I really can't.
Yeah, heights just suck. I don't know. I can't do them.
Wait, can you do roller coasters or like Ferris wheels?
Ferris wheels, no.
Yeah.
Once my ex and her family took me on the I think it was world's tallest Ferris wheel. I didn't have the heart to mention that I hated heights, so I went on. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks.
Oh
this
my
sucks.
God.
This sucks.
Reminds me, Ellie, lovely human. Did you know she's afraid of heights as well?
No, it hasn't come up in conversation.
I feel like you bonded about it, asshole. Anyways, we were at the MI Formal, which takes place in Memorial Stadium on campus, and the roof of that is actually the tallest point on campus, if I'm not mistaken. And like as is tradition, like people just like to go up on the roof during MI Formal and just bull and take pictures.
Sure.
So we were going up there, la da da da. We're climbing up to the very top part. The wind's blowing. It's freezing because it's like October, November.
Yep.
We're up there. We get to the very top. I'm like just looking around, and like Ellie goes, "I want to go down. I don't like heights." I'm like, "What?" She's literally afraid of heights, and like she waited till we climbed up like 3 different ladders to tell me that. She climbed up these metal ladders in bare feet because she was wearing high heels.
Yeah.
And it's like October. It's like freezing outside.
And she waited to the end.
She's like,
I don't like
she's
this.
Like in this dress, barefoot on top of the roof of a stadium. She's like, I'm going to go down. Yeah, but that reminded me of that story. My dad also doesn't like heights.
They suck.
They're okay. I like being up high. Like
roller coasters depends on the roller coaster. Like I've gone to Six Flags a couple times. I don't mind them. My least favorite was the Superman because you're looking straight down. I got on and I'm like, oh, what is this one? Shook. Damn it.
Now you said was. What is your new least favorite?
I think it still is Superman. I don't go on many roller coasters. And Disney recently, they tried getting me to go on, what's the Tower of Terror ride?
Yeah.
Nope, not doing it. That's
like
a
a
straight
drop.
drop. Yeah.
So I was just about to say, as like you probably wouldn't go on Giant Drop in
Nope.
and Six Flags.
There's even like this kind of, not virtual reality, but like simulation kind of thing where you're in a spaceship.
Yeah.
And like
Were you in a space show?
And like it's supposed to be like you're taking off, going to Mars. It's in Epcot.
Yeah.
And even like that kind of freaked me out because like it kind of shows like you're going fast and like it seems like you're going into the sky and then you see how far down you or how high you are. I'm like, am I afraid right now?
So with that, it was still the heights for you.
Yeah,
even
it was
though
still
wasn't
the heights.
real heights.
Yeah.
That's interesting because my mom, she's okay with heights, but she gets motion sickness and she can't go in like the sort of simulated rides where like if you're in Universal, it's basically the only types of roller coasters there are. It's like you're sitting in front of a screen, but you're still being shaken around. She can't go on those because she gets very bad motion sickness.
It's like I don't mind them.
Yeah.
But I think it's like the actual heights I hate.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I love motion rides like spinning stuff. I fuck with it.
You're a freak.
I love the stuff that spins.
like the shit that makes people throw up.
Yeah.
Tilt-a-whirl. Like, oh man.
Once we were on like a little in the kiddie section for Viv's nephew at Six Flags, I think.
Yeah.
somewhere, and there's like a teacup ride.
Yeah.
So the nephew and the mom go in one, and then Viv and I go in the other. I start spinning this bitch as fast as I can.
Oh my
Viv's
god.
cussing me out.
Oh my god. This poor
Hey, stop! I don't know what you mean. I can't hear you.
kid's just spraying vomit.
We were going fast.
Oh my god.
She just started holding onto the wheel so I wouldn't spin it.
You ever seen people throw up on rides like that?
I've never witnessed someone throw up on a ride.
Yeah. Well, there used to be a lot of people throwing up on, I used to go to this place called Kittyland.
Mm-hmm.
Very old school amusement park, but
Yeah.
they had rides like that. It's called like the Scrambler or whatever.
Sure.
You just spin it as fast as you can, and people would always do that. And that ride was notorious for getting coated in vomit. And just they had a hose like on hand. Yep.
Well,
Well,
honestly, I
well,
think-
well. What?
I was gonna say, I think 45 minutes is like a strong time. We're a little pressed for time tonight. It's 10 at night.
Yeah,
We got a good podcast coming next week with a special guest,
we do.
Danny Mac.
Yeah, and not boring.
I would argue only like 10 minutes of this was boring.
I didn't say anything was boring. Now you think.
No, the 10
now
minutes you were talking.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
well, we both peaked on that one.
We did.
I have more things I want to talk about.
Do you?
No.
Okay. We
I
have to
really-
save it for next week.
Well, wait. What? I'm so.
All right. I'm closing out the show.
I guess this is it, everyone.
As
This
always,
is it.
wear your masks.
We're saying goodbye.
COVID is real.
Forever.
It's not a political statement.
It's really not.
Treat everyone like you would treat your mother and father, unless they were bad to you. Then in which case, treat them like you would treat someone nicely.
Throw some respect on it.
Yeah. Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on iTunes, Spotify.
Show some love. Tell us how we're doing. Please, we're your friends. If you're listening to this, we're most likely your friends.
Thank you for 41 followers on Instagram.
Yeah,
recently.
actually,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The support we have been getting is very rewarding, and it feels
Yes.
very cool. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy in my cold and dead heart.
It feels like we have stuff to say.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have anything to say really.
Yeah.
Bye.